Hi, I'm Chris Mayer. I've been teaching in Sarasota County at Ashton Elementary for 37 years, and I found that it's fun for me and it's fun for the children when I engage them with changing my voices when we read different stories. The first story I'm going to read for you today is called Apazamundus. It's written by Colleen Sally, and she lives currently in the Louisiana Bayou. Apazamundus was his mama and his auntie's sweet patootie. They just loved him to death. Apazamundus used to go see his auntie most every day, and she nearly always gave him something to take home with him. One day she gave him a piece of rich gold cake. Apazamundus took it in his hand, scrunched it in his hand up tight, and went along home. On his way home, he passed Alligator, and Alligator said, "What you got, Apazamundus?" "Cake," he replied. Don't look much like cake to me," said Alligator. When Apazamundus got home, his mama looked at his fistful of crumbs and she said, "Apazamundus, what do you have in your hand?" "Cake, Mama. Auntie gave it to me." "Oh, Apazamundus, you don't have the sense you was born with. There's no way to carry cake. The way to carry cake is to put the cake in your head. Put your hat on your head and come along home. Do you hear me, Apazamundus?" "Yes, Mama." Now this one is Reshenka's eggs. This I usually read at springtime, Easter, and we have a little bit of a Ukrainian, Slavic, Russian kind of a, accent, and the children enjoy it. This is by Patricia Polako. Babushka lived alone in Edaka, a little house in the country, but she was known far and wide for fine eggs that she lovingly painted. Her eggs were so beautiful that she always won the first prize at the Easter festival in Moscow. Each day, Babushka would take a shell from the egg from her basket and paint it in wonderful designs, using the shapes of stars and flowers, triangles and circles. Through the long, cold winter, Babushka painted. Our next little voyage across the country is Jamie O'Rourke and the Big Potato. This is an Irish folktale retold by Tommy DePaula. Jamie O'Rourke was the laziest man in all of Ireland. He would do anything to avoid working, and especially if it had anything to do with growing potatoes. Jamie O'Rourke, his wife Eileen, would say, "We'll have nothing to eat this winter if you don't go out and dig the praties." "Oh, the saints preserve us," Jamie would whine. "Me back is as sore as can be. Sure, I'm telling you, wife, you'll have to dig 'em up yourself. I'll break in two if I so much as get out of this bed." So Eileen, who had done all the planting and the watering and the weeding anyhow, would go to the tiny garden and dig up the smallest potatoes in Ireland, all because Jamie was too lazy to dig up the larger garden.